Hi friends, these cars of Instant TX are really something. Within a few months of their launch, monthly sales have easily exceeded 10,000 units. Many people said, wow, there is finally a car that can attack Tesla's Model I, but that car really needs nothing. But it needs no intelligence, but it needs interior vision. So I still want to find a car that is uniform, at least with a relatively long speed, and put it together. So this time, we are really red giants. I've got one, so put the two cars together. Let's compare this pure electric SUV upstart, compared with the traditional fuel Haoxiang, which focuses on sports luxury. Is this Instant TX still competitive? One is that the traditional luxury brand effect brings huge face, and the other is that independent luxury electrification brings more imaginative luxury. Are they comparable? Almost no one questions the sportiness of Porsche. Even if this is still a Macan, it is Porsche's most entry-level SUV. Even if it is a 2.0 T-machine, it can accelerate from 100 kilometers to 100 kilometers in 6.4 seconds. Although its gearbox is not, it is a full snow version of PTK, but the shifting speed can still be guaranteed. Walking in the mountain road, the output of this power is very timely and direct, especially when every table needs power. When you step down, wow, this feeling is really carefree, and the steering feel is also very direct. Moreover, the calibration of Porsche's steering feel is different from that of BMW or Audi or some other brands of sports models. It is very direct. It doesn't have so many trivial actions. I like this feeling very much. In addition, the shifting speed of the gearbox of this car is really fast. If you usually run the mountains normally or pass casually in the city, and give it to the gearbox completely, your own logic will be good. Of course, if you want to be more radical and gain some autonomy, then the speed of the paddle is really fast. Now the third gear and the fourth gear are so fast that the third gear and the third gear are lowered again. Wow, this speed is really very fast. In a gasoline truck, no one questions the time-preserving control. Just like in a tram, no one questions the instant control. Although this Instant 7X is relatively large in size and has some attributes of a family SUV, the control performance is still very stable and current. Some hardware configurations that should be available on the Macan, such as the 5-link rear of the front window arm, are also given to you. At the same time, it also has the brake calipers of the whole series of Rainbow. In fact, it also guarantees some braking efficiency, which is still quite snowy. More importantly, at present, the acceleration time of this rear-wheel drive version of 7X has reached 5.7 seconds. If it is said that the dual-motor 4-wheel drive version has entered 3 seconds, and the Club has reached 3.8 seconds, then this achievement is even 2.9 T, but the automatic power is still present and there is not much loss. This is also the same as the 800-volt carbonized turtle platform of the entire series. It can't be separated from the great relationship. Of course, what is even more rare is that it ensures that the comfortable Phaeton can be sweet, soft, or wild, which is the truest portrayal of this car. When you reduce the speed, the steering is also very gentle, and the switch, the output is also very gentle, and the entire car has a very gentle feeling. I believe this feeling is difficult for those models that blindly pursue sports brands to give you. What about returning to the city? The difference in texture between the two cars will be further magnified. If you are a fan of smart driving, then sorry, the entry-level version of the Macan only has cruise control, and you have to spend 9,700 Yen to upgrade to self-driving, or spend 18,000 times to upgrade to full-speed self-driving. If you need an automatic shuttle bus, add another 4,000. If you need a 360-degree panoramic image, add another 9,000. Of course, I know that Porsche's rate of fire may not be bad for this money, but if you are really a driving enthusiast, even if you buy a complete Porsche Macan, then you have no way to get it, because this is the difference between the underlying architecture and the underlying logic. And this is the essential Silk Road difference between gasoline vehicles and electric vehicles. What about the Zeekr 7X? The whole series has a LiDAR, 2 X chips, and a 360-degree panoramic image. This is also free in high speed. Basically, it can be handed over to this set of brackets. Of course, the low-speed remote control car can automatically shuttle into the guard. The whole building supports it. Of course, I know these things. Many people don't catch a cold, but what I want to say is that you don't need to spend extra money on these things immediately. But Porsche's Macan, even if you add money, may not be able to get them. You can even feel that the speed is getting faster when accelerating, but the entire process is very smooth. No one can escape the Porsche on the track, and of course, no one can escape the Porsche in the city. Comfortable guarantee time. I'm not saying that oil cars and trams are opposed to each other, but in essence, there will still be differences between them. For example, although NVH says that the performance of these two cars is very, very good, even though my speed is above 100 kilometers per hour now, I can hardly hear too many road stoves and wind noise outside. The materials of these two cars are also very solid, but after all, this Instant 7X is an electric car, and it has no engine sound or gearbox drag lever. Performance in addition, at this time it is equipped with an air suspension, which can blur the shock on most roads and bring a more comfortable performance. So in this regard, I think compared with that Macan, there may be a certain difference in personality. This car can become very comfortable, but that Macan seems to be in a very direct and tough state in most cases. Now everyone seems to need a little emotional value. Needless to say, this Porsche Macan logo is the greatest value, but if you are rational, this Instant 7X, the value it brings to everyone should be changeable. In other words, you can give a few simple examples in all directions. For example, the space of this Instant 7X 600A10 6-liter trunk will be larger, and a 62-liter front compartment can bring more traveling force. Although the rear row can be folded down, which can reach 1503 liters whether it's face or lining, then I believe this Instant 7X should be a more worthwhile choice.